Hey guys, just a quick heads up before the podcast starts. In this episode, we have quite a lot of cuts because Sean, our friend, decided to be a little controversial, and we also released some personal information. So please don't mind the cuts too much, and we hope it doesn't ruin the experience or anything. So enjoy the episode, and thank you for listening. Hey guys, I'm Kody, and this is my friend Tim podcast with my co-host Tim and a special guest, not very special, Sean.
I don't know why we
Introduce
gotta say
yourself.
my last name.
Well,
Hi, my name's
we
Sean.
want people to know who you are.
What if this
Afraid to
actually
give up
picks
the
up?
family name, Sean?
Yeah.
Who cares? It's your last name. It's a big deal.
I mean, not a very common last name, so I'd be easy to track down, and somebody might rate me.
I don't think
think you're
anyone
okay.
would want to. I think you're okay.
I think yeah, you're probably
This guy is rape proof. That's the thing about us men.
right.
Untouchable.
Anti-rape position, Tim.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not give up too much.
The glory days of elementary school, huh, fellas?
Boy, do I have some stories of this guy. This Sean guy. Okay, playing Jenga. What was it? Fifth grade, Sean?
It was 4th grade.
I remember it being 5th grade.
No, I'm pretty sure it was 4th grade.
Because I remember it was after a dare field trip.
How's this? What's so interesting about a story about Jenga?
Oh,
What comes after the Jenga is what's funny.
it was
So we're
actually
messing
during
around, me
Jenga.
and Sean, 5th grade, and
4th grade.
I knock over the Jenga. I'm real funny. I'm a funny guy. I knock over the Jenga tower, and Sean, he gets into a laughing fit. Okay, he's wearing some real thin sweatpants. Okay, essentially, I see a stream coming out of his sweatpants. I wonder what is that, and I realize this guy's the piss boy. He's peeing on the floor.
Okay, now we're embarrassing. Now that we're on the same train, embarrassing Sean, or should
Oh,
I say, same bus? We were in.
Oh.
I think. I think we were in like middle school. I think
It was
it
it
was-
was in 5th grade actually.
Oh,
The
you
piss
know
thing
that.
was
Oh,
the piss thing was 4th grade.
right after
Yeah.
school. It was right after
You
school.
finally give it up, Sean.
Okay, so we were on the bus. My brother, who should not be named, we're in the back of the bus because we're cool kids, and Sean takes my brother's little slide phone at the time because everyone had like crappy phones, I guess, and
It was just your brother.
he
with
had
that
the
phone.
he had the funny idea to take my brother's phone and text my brother's piano teacher about some very sexual innuendo things. So it was very embarrassing. And
Keep
my
in
brother,
mind that your brother was sitting by me the whole time, and he watched me type it. And I asked him if I could text that person. He wasn't paying attention because he was playing my DS. And one thing led to another, and, I
and
hit
then
send.
you thought it was a good idea to text. Did you not know the consequences at the time, or did you not think about them?
I did not think about them.
Mhm.
Did Sean face any consequences, or was it just your brother?
Just my brother.
I faced no consequences.
Yeah,
You
this
never
guy got away
got
with
the
it.
justice you deserved.
There was no justice served.
I think we should dox you, so some guy swats you, Sean. This pixel.
I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
So this piano teacher, was it a very pristine lady?
She was I would say I think she was kind of liberal.
Ooh, not good,
Because-
Sean.
Oh boy.
She was I shouldn't name names. I'll cut it out. I'll cut it out.
The piano
I'll cut
teacher
it out.
for the entirety of the audience.
Okay. You want to get into some topics? So coronavirus is in full effect and we're all staying home, staying safe, I hope. Sean,
Well,
what have you been
Tim.
getting up to? Anything? Quarantine activities?
I've just been hanging out at home, all that fun stuff. I did see a photo of Tim hanging out with somebody that happened to not be his family. You want to explain, Tim?
Sean, I don't know what you're talking about. You're thinking of another Tim.
Tim, was it you and your younger brother and Maxwell?
And me.
Is that
I was there too.
Oh.
The plot thickens.
I hope we're all staying 6 feet apart.
It was an outing. It was a pleasure outing. It was a leisure outing. There we go.
Yeah. It was a little bit of a.
And
a
none
treat.
of us were contagious. None of us had the
Mhm.
Well,
virus.
Cody came at me a
So-
couple times, hands out, ready to
Yeah.
grab, and
I
swung.
actually coughed in my hand and then like started putting it over his face like a chloroform drag. But it was with coronavirus, so I was basically a biological weapon. Have you
made any
not picked
outings,
up any?
Sean?
You haven't picked up any hobbies, Sean? Nothing to do, just sit around, waste time.
well, I didn't pick up any new hobbies, but I continue the usual hobbies.
I know you
Which
play
are?
guitar.
That and, video games every once in a while. Since we are about to move, we've been trying to clean up the house. Got to put it on the market. Cleaning outside.
Yeah, your house is very dirty.
It is in fact very dirty.
Sorry to offend you. If I offended you or anything.
We have
The last time I've been to your house pre-quarantine,
5
very-
people at our
yeah.
house, and
There's,
then
like-
we also have 4 pets, which does not
Four
make
pets?
things any easier. Yeah, we have 2 dogs or 3 dogs and 1 cat.
you guys bring the pets inside with you, and then you bring the leaves inside with you. Because I swear, there's a ton of leaves inside.
There are no leaves inside, actually.
The last time
I don't know
was
where you
there,
got that idea from.
I saw a bunch of leaves.
Well, there are no longer leaves inside.
Okay. The last time we were there with Tim and Sean.
We
with
made a
me.
giant leaf pile.
Yeah, we made a giant
We
leaf
did.
pile in the fall. And we
Rumors has
dived
it
into
was
it.
as tall as Cody.
as tall as me. I don't think it was as tall as me.
Tall
I
as
think
you.
it went up to my shoulders.
Somewhat
It
as tall as
was
you.
it was a very tall leaf pile. I'm very proud of it.
Mhm.
It took. I think it took a lot of work. I don't think it didn't. I don't think it paid
Couple-
off.
I think
was
it
kinda
paid off. The
lame.
I
wrestling-
think it paid off.
had
I
a
think
couple
it was
wrestling
like-
matches in those leaves. No funny business, but a couple of hardcore wrestling matches.
I thought that was super
That-
lame.
yup, hardcore
Super-
wrestling matches.
No, I feel like it was super anticlimactic. Nothing really happened.
You struggle to
You
say that
didn't-
word there, Cody.
I was phrasing it out, so I didn't say it wrong.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Sound
Yeah,
it out, pal.
Smart. Yeah, sounding it out. Phonetics.
Was that the day you guys just showed up at my house?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of a lot of days we showed up. Now that I think about it, were we ever really invited to your house, John?
I think you guys
Never.
have been invited once. There
I
was
think we
one
tend to
time
sh-
where you were formally invited, and then every other time you just kind of showed up.
I think we tend to show up
Which is-
randomly.
Fine.
When it comes
most of the
down
time.
to it, sometimes you gotta just show up.
That I suppose.
That's how.
Wait, hold
that
on.
is not-
How many animals did you have again?
4. At the time, we only had 3.
You have 2 cats, I think.
We have 1 cat and 3
Oh,
dogs.
okay. 3 dogs? When'd you get a new dog?
Yeah. When did I get a new dog?
Yeah.
Around Christmas time.
Could you have waited
Christmas
until
Eve.
the other 2 died?
Well,
Well,
Okay, we'll cut that out. That's why you're gonna get canceled, Sean.
am I not allowed to be racist on the podcast?
Yeah, I don't think you can be too racist.
Not this.
It's kind of
podcast, John.
stereotypical.
We welcome people of all
Sean.
shapes, sizes.
We should also welcome insulting people of all shapes and sizes.
Insulting people.
That's not how
No.
it works.
In
John.
in the name of comedy.
And
If you're just being a dick to be a dick.
I think being
Then
it's
we can
edgy.
subjective,
go.
okay? Okay, people can
What?
pull off like a 9/11 joke, but like if you don't pull off the 9/11 joke, then you're just a dick, you know?
Then it all just comes crashing down.
Okay, you got me there, dog.
Hey, let's keep the racism to a download, though. You feel me?
Tim
I
is
feel
the
ya.
minority here. He's the only white person.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
Okay, let's stop racially profiling, guys. I am sorry for interrupting the podcast. I know it's pretty entertaining, but I have a quick word from our sponsor, from Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. First of all, it's free, and everyone loves a free thing. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, and you don't need that clunky hardware or, the expensive software. And Anchor will also help you distribute your podcast for you. And it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And Anchor will help you bring your podcast to those platforms, which is awesome. And then you can actually make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. That means if from the first viewer of the podcast, from the first listener, you can start making money right away. You don't need like a minimum, like 10 people to listen before you make a cent. You get it. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Once again, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Thank you, Anchor, for sponsoring the podcast. So you have 2 dogs,
wanna hear
3
about
dogs, 1 cat.
Yep.
And can you tell me how much of a hassle it is to have that many animals in your home? Share some stories.
Quite the hassle. So I just learned today, actually, that my newest dog, he is a husky. He is retarded. And I'm not saying that as a joke, like he's just stupid. No, he is literally retarded because of breeding. Like he's product of incest. He is inbred, yes.
I don't think you can tell 2 dogs that is not your sister. This is your sister that you just
So how did
made
they?
it. How
So
did
how
that
did
even
they figure
happen?
out that?
I was just about to answer that, Tim. So we actually learned that because my parents wanted to get rid of him, correct?
Okay.
Because he's a douchebag of a dog. I love him, but my family is not so keen on him.
What does
Anyway,
he do?
we brought him to a rescue center where they evaluate the dog and they test him. And he failed the test, and the people were like, hey, he's a dick, we don't want him. But they did offer to train him for free for like 3 weeks to try to correct him. And so we could end up keeping him. And he's not.
So is he going
into
training? Is he going into training?
Well, we meet with the people every once in a while. Like, I think Wednesday is the next meeting. And we will work on, bite inhibition and all that fun stuff. Because right
do they
now,
put a muzzle on
he
him?
likes to. They do not. Because you have to teach him.
In
And
the
if you
house?
put a muzzle on him, he doesn't even have the ability to.
So this dog sounds like the true black sheep.
He really is. He doesn't have a
biting?
tail either.
Is he? What? How did that happen?
He's inbred.
So what makes this
just
dog
born
come
without a
across
tail.
as like what does it do?
Yeah, what does
that
he?
you had
What
to,
does the
like,
dog
bring it
do?
in to the
That-
point of getting rid of it?
Well, before he was just like, jumping up and biting, puppy stuff that usually we can handle. But, he's like, my parents did not like him. And really, their say is final. And he started digging a bunch of holes, which is normal for dogs to do, but that kind of set my dad off.
Uh-huh.
So
Work in the
that
yard.
Wait, it's a
kinda got
puppy.
the
I thought
ball
you had
rolling.
an adult.
Well,
Adult
it's
dog.
kind of in between the stage. She's about 6 months
Oh.
old now.
Puberty, huh?
Say what?
when Puberty? Dog puberty.
He is in dog puberty, yes.
Isn't that when they start
How
to
do you
grow
know
the
he's just
tail?
not having some
Okay.
mood swings?
You know,
You know how
because
teenagers are, Sean.
he's literally retarded. That's how we know.
So
He is not like other dogs his age. He is.
doesn't
The
respond well
trainer
to
literally described him as a douchebag
Act,
and a dick.
act your age.
Exactly. Although he is a very large dog for his age. He
not
is
the
50
best
pounds.
combination of a very large
Wait,
dog.
six,
Doesn't listen.
six. He's 6 years old in dog years.
He's 6 months old.
Oh, 6 months old. I
Oh.
thought you said 6 years.
Yeah,
6
no, he's
years
six.
later, and they realize he's retarded.
How's the dog year thing work? How long is 6 months in human time?
1 year in human time is 7 years in dog time, I believe.
So 6 months is 7 times that. Is that right?
He's about 4.5 years old
4.5 years old.
in dog
So
years.
in dog years, 4.5 years old.
Yeah.
Do people not celebrate like
But
dog
it doesn't
birthdays?
really translate the same. So it's dog years are kind of just vague.
When did how long do dogs live for? You know.
It depends on the dog. See, we have the other two dogs we have are called Chihuahuas. It's like a Chihuahua mixed with a wiener dog.
Wieners.
Well, we've had
Chihuahuas.
our experiences with Chihuahua, I guess.
Yeah, they're not great dogs, but they live to be about 20 years old.
Or how about huskies?
20 years? I thought they
Yeah,
lived for like 7. Did you
no,
live
they
back?
live. Chihuahuas live for a really long time. Huskies live around like 12 to 15, 15 at the very max.
Because they're like larger dogs, right? I guess they need
Yeah,
more to They need like more organs to function and stuff.
I honestly have no idea how it works, so we'd have to Google that one. But
Well, at least he's not outliving you.
he will
Grandparents
not outlive me. No.
I mean, hope not. Grandparents had to get rid of our parrots because they were getting annoying and they were bound to outlive them. So
Your grandparents
wanna-
had parrots.
Answer a psychological question.
Women.
wow, who is this?
Will this?
This is unexpected.
Can't we make like a locked call thing? Not that I don't love you, Max, but
Oh, okay. Thanks, Sean. Okay, I'll just leave then.
Well-
I'll just leave then.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll
get
just
out of
leave
here.
then. See you guys.
Can we
bye.
just kick this guy out? Nothing personal.
Honestly, who needs this guy?
that came out wrong. I apologize. That was.
Do we have to have visitors, guys? I mean,
Do we seriously have to have boob getter?
We can okay. We can. Oh, we'll keep this part in, but
yeah.
I think it'll just be a little treat for the
Yeah,
listeners.
I'm actually gonna go. I gotta do homework. So
Final warning, Max. Don't come back.
okay, bye.
Mhm.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Good. Okay,
Goodbye.
bye. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah, okay, bye. Okay, I'm going.
Okay.
You know, remember how he made fun of him for being a homeless person? Now he,
Who did we make fun of? What?
Oh, it was from the
Me
second
and
episode.
Oh.
Me and Tim made fun of Max for being like a homeless person and like living on the streets. And I want to make a comparison
How'd that
because
go?
you know how like you bring in the homeless people like to eat, and then they mark your house so all their homeless people can come.
This is why Max
It's like-
always drops in. He's always
I think they come.
spare a couple of quarters.
Yeah, you feed a homeless person once, they come back. Like keep
Same
coming
thing
back.
with stray cats.
That's
Is that true?
Never feed a stray cat because it'll always come back to your house.
Actually,
Yes.
I didn't know that. Oh,
So if you ever need a snack, just put out some cat food, Cody. I guarantee they'll come.
Last warning,
Maybe
man.
in-
Another comment like that, and you're done.
All right. Let's go into this. I wanted to ask you a psychological question. Would you
Okay.
Ooh.
take your life for your dog or kill your dog for your own life?
Well, that's kind of fucked up. Well,
It's a psychological question.
I would not kill myself. I would sacrifice my dog for my own life.
And why is
Oh.
that?
And I know that
Enough in your
sounds-
face for the internet.
Okay, would you value your life more than the dog?
Over a dog, yes. Over another person, no.
All right, would you put the dog down if it like the husky? Would you put it down if it like attacked a kid, like multiple kids, preschoolers?
Depends. It depends in if the kid was being an asshole or not.
What if the kid was walking down the street and the dog just came up and bite it?
Well, if there was-
okay.
It depends on the situation. Like if there was something aggravating the dog beforehand or something happened. Not that my dog would ever, attack a preschooler walking down the street. If he did it just because he's retarded, yeah, I'd probably put him down because you can't have that.
There's actually a dog that chases after me when I'm in the neighborhood, walk by their house. I don't know why it does that. It's like a little dog. I don't know what breed it is.
Is it
It's a
small?
lot of, yeah, it's a lot of curly fur and stuff.
Is it
Hair.
a poodle?
It's not a poodle.
Is it a doodle?
You've brought this up multiple times, Cody. You seem to have quite a trauma over this little dog.
Just
It was a
punt it.
big dog. I'm not gonna kick a
That's a big dog.
dog.
Why not? If it
dog
attacks you,
actually
you have all the
chased
right
me
to
today.
kick the shit out of the dog.
If it's a
let me
bigger
count.
dog, if you kick it, I don't think you're
Two,
just gonna make it
three,
angrier.
4, 5.
Do you
There's
know it's
5
legal?
dogs in the
Oh.
neighborhood that harass me.
Cody, I think
What?
their ancestors are telling them something.
They want you to answer for their friends.
Okay.
See, now you've got me joining in on the jokes, Sean. I've become the monster.
Let's keep them down. Let's keep those down, please.
But they're funny.
Keep them on the tip of your tongue. If it's about to come out, just swallow it, please. Just for the sake of your social media career. If you ever get picked up by this and you get canceled,
There's
Mhm.
much worse been said.
I am
by
helping you
famous
here.
people, and they
People
nothing
get
has happened
canceled
to
for the lamest reasons.
them. That's
like
like
Kevin
celebrities. But like if you're a YouTuber or do podcasts or
No,
stuff like that, people don't give a shit.
People still go back and check.
Have you
Mhm.
have you ever heard of the Misfits
I've heard
and
of
that
Misfits.
entire gang of fellas?
I haven't.
They
You
say
want to fill me in
some-
here?
They say some crazy ass shit.
Or what
in the
about?
past. They just pull them up. Yeah, I know about those guys, but that's kind of their humor, though. So if they try to go
Yeah.
into something else that's more
Well,
professional,
you don't need to categorize your podcast quite yet. You can have your humor be whatever you want it to be, Cody.
Well, think about Kevin Hart, and he's already kind of a controversial comedian.
Well, Kevin Hart is famous though. He's a
Yeah, but-
celebrity.
Even
and
though
that's-
he
that's
makes
different.
edgy jokes, he made a couple of jokes about smashing a dollhouse over his gay son's head 10 years ago, and he got kicked
Yeah,
out
they
the
pulled that
Oscars
off.
now. Yeah, they dug.
So
Do you
let's say
think
you
we're gonna
get
in the
famous.
Oscars for a podcast?
Sean, my future is
Well,
unwritten.
Yeah, his future
who
is
knows?
My future is bright. His future is a dark black hole.
See,
All the
do
matter
you
is getting
guys, are you
sucked
saying
in.
that in the idea that you may become a famous actor or something like that, and then they look back at the podcast
It's
and be
possible.
oh shit.
It's possible.
Or even the idea that we work a nice job, and then they pull back a racist joke we made, and they're and it's a super conservative, uptight boss, and they're gonna have to fire you.
I feel like we'd make the jokes that conservatives would like.
or not. I'm not saying like conservative as in, I'm saying as in like uptight.
Are
like,
you saying
super-
libtard?
No, Sean. Did you not learn
Hey,
anything from what I
Sean.
just said, Sean?
Yes, Cody.
Dreamers can dream, Sean. If I could be famous in the future, I can dream.
I would love you to be famous in the future. I'm just saying that you can probably say whatever you want. Like, they wouldn't look back at this podcast and be like, oh, look what this dumbass teenager said. Must translate into being, however old you were.
But if the
Mhm.
podcast takes off, we're a lot more accountable for it.
I don't know about that. Even if it does take, people understand that if you're a stupid ass teenager, they can't really take you seriously, because that's just kind of how society. We live in a society.
So,
Okay.
Sean, you like to talk about some quarantine snacks?
Not
Or
specifically
snacks?
quarantine
Yeah.
snacks, but I
Or
do
snacks
like
in
snacks.
general, yeah.
Yeah.
All
in
around
general.
snacks.
So
I
today
think-
I went to Fleet
yeah.
Farm.
Wheat Farm.
I went to Fleet Farm and I bought
Wait,
what they
how-
call burnt peanuts.
Hold on.
Hmm?
Fleet Farm is like, I don't know. Is it like only in the Midwestern parts of the U.S.? Or is
Fleet
it
Farm?
like all over?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, it's Midwest, I think.
I thought, yeah, it's exclusive to the Midwest, right?
I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you.
I feel like
But what I
Fleet
could
Farm
tell
would-
ya is that these peanuts are delicious. They're called burnt peanuts, and they're peanuts that are covered in candy, basically.
And where does
It's
the
like an
name derive
M&M.
from?
Well, I honestly don't know, but I assume because the peanuts are red in color, that's why it's considered burnt. Because like you
Oh.
metal or something, get it really hot, turns red, all that fun stuff. But I honestly don't know.
Are they like
What about you, Tim?
eat-
What are your favorite snacks?
Favorite snacks.
Tim doesn't eat anything. He's a
Wait, guys, can you hear that in the background?
No.
Okay. Can you cut this part out?
No.
No. I think Tim's parents just starve him. That's why he's so lanky,
Skinny.
langly,
Lengthy.
Tim,
Langley.
lanky,
now not
lanky.
to
There we
offend
go.
you or anything, Tim. How much do you weigh?
You want me to reveal my weight to the hundreds of listeners of the podcast?
You mean 37? Anyway, how much do you weigh?
Okay, he weighs 300 kilograms. Let the viewers calculate that.
Let them figure that out.
Yeah, let them figure it out. Okay. So, Tim, any specific snacks you like to eat?
Specific
Dirt.
snacks. I like to dig up
Because-
worms.
There's a
Slurp
movie on that.
earthworms, like they're
How to eat
noodles.
worms.
Fried worms.
How to eat fried worms. They use like gummy bear worms.
I think I
don't they?
remember that. Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never seen it.
It's also
I heard that movie. I heard like watched the movie in like third grade and it was terrible.
I can't imagine they can make a really good movie out of how to eat fried worms. I remember reading the book though.
I feel like it's a good
Don't
book.
they
I
have-
feel like you could make a solid little kids movie.
There's like a channel on like when I used to have like cable or something. There's a channel where like there's a dish and there's this thing where every month you get a select number of free channels to watch. There was this one channel where it had just like kids movies,
Yeah.
and there was like how to
Do
eat
you remember-
fried worms.
Was
you
one of
remember
those
watching, like,
selections.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah, I remember
Like
that.
the movies that they made.
Those are
Mhm.
classic. Honestly, I feel like those are a lot better than the books because, like, in the books,
No.
Greg has no morals at all, and then like in the movies, he like actually learns his lessons.
What do you mean? Okay,
I think
do you think the
Greg
Long
having
Haul
no
is a good movie?
morals.
I'm not talking about the new one. I'm talking about the originals. Like during the books,
The
I'm like
original
kind of like
trilogy.
Yeah, I'm a little frightened of Greg. I'll be honest, because he just does like he screws over everybody, and he
He's a
comes out as the
sociopath
hero
in
in his
books.
mind. Yeah, the dude's a straight sociopath in the books.
So you were up at 3 a.m. watching YouTube too?
Yes, Sean. I know. I'm just saying, in the books, he doesn't come across as a good guy. In the movies, it makes sense because he learns his lesson. He
Well,
comes up-
The difference is that he actually shows expression in the movies.
You're right.
Although
You're
I think whoever it was like Jeff, who's the
Jeff-
author?
Kinney?
Yeah, Jeff Kinney. He I think he intentionally made Greg
Yeah,
show
he
no
made
emotion.
he made a book. He made like a spin-off with Rally,
I saw that. Yeah.
and all the book is Rally saying how terrible of a guy Greg is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And
That's
then Greg took
perspective.
over. He took over the book
Really?
within the first 4 pages. Yeah.
See, he's not even hiding it. This guy just a monster.
He is a Satan spawn.
Somebody ought to detain this guy, Greg Heffley.
All right, I'm spiraling into a different topic here. So during quarantine, they deliver food to people's houses who can't afford it. And
No.
You don't have to
No.
necessarily
No.
be in need, Sean.
You don't
okay, you
exactly.
explain it.
So the reason why they encourage everybody to get food delivered to them because they need somewhere. They have funds that they need to put somewhere. Otherwise,
Is it
the
like a
government won't-
surplus? It's called a surplus, right?
No, I don't
Surplus
think so.
is an overstock of like product. They just have
No, like
if
the
they-
surplus
they
of
have to-
funds. If they have like too much funds at the end, the government takes it away, right?
Yeah,
And they're
I
like,
think so.
"Oh,
They just have
you
they
guys
have to
can
meet.
Yeah,
They have to meet a standard when it comes to like how much you spend on lunches and such. And if they
Because
don't, then they
they'll-
lose that amount of money for the next
because
year.
the government's like, you guys don't need it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. That's why, like in the
Sounds like someone's trying to justify taking lunches from the needy.
You know, in The Office, there's an episode where they had a surplus of money, so they just
Mhm.
like, oh, we're gonna buy a desk or just buy a chair, and
Our
they
school's
just
millions of dollars in debt.
really. I thought they were
Yep.
making tons of money off of it.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I thought they were making tons of money off of it.
No, they're way in debt, millions of dollars, because they, put so much into the school, and it's not like schools make that much money in general. That's why teachers
Yeah,
get
I
paid
guess that is true.
practically nothing.
Well, the government's just printing money, anyways. The state officials is just asking, "Oh, can we build a $600 million school?" And the government just prints money for them, right?
Yeah.
Do you think?
And then
I don't
they
think
also
they'll ever
built
pay it off.
They will not ever pay it off, probably.
Yeah,
The school will be destroyed by the time they pay it off because they built it on a swamp. And
it's gonna
the ground
sink
is
back
sinking.
into the earth. Mhm.
And like it's not sinking rapidly, it's just super slowly, but it got to the point where I think a few years ago, school's not that old. It's like, when was it built? 2012, 2014?
Yeah, somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
around there.
Like not too long ago, like
Mhm.
2 years ago maybe. Windows at the bottom just like cracked because they were getting bent in such a way because the ground was sinking in.
And they build it on like swamps because like cheap land, right?
Yeah, pretty much. They built it,
And they're-
$600 million school on the cheapest land they could find. So that school is
Yeah.
just gonna like give it 20
Sink-
years, it'll
yeah.
be gone.
Mm-hmm.
At least I think so. I am no geologist.
So let's go back to the food delivery. They're like encouraging people to get food, right? But there's like kids who need it, and
And those kids that need it are getting it.
yes, but they
Like,
could
it's
be
not like-
getting. Can they order more food? It's not just like one meal.
That is what
But
I did, actually.
They have to deliver. Okay, so these bus drivers, are they getting paid still?
They are. Yep. I mean, they're working, so I don't know why they wouldn't get paid.
Do they get paid the same amount? Do you know?
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, I don't know why
They're
they
like,
changed it.
oh, you're doing less of a job, so you're not picking up kids. You're
Well,
I feel like
I don't. Do
it's
bus drivers
equivalent.
get paid hourly or do they get paid a salary?
I guess they're
Oh.
still getting still going to the same stops, but just less. I guess.
Yeah, because if they're getting paid a salary, they just get the same amount of money.
I
There's,
think they get
overtime.
paid-
Yeah, no, they'd probably get
they-
paid a salary, so they're making.
I
the
don't
same.
think they get paid hourly. I think they get paid like for the days they work. So they have a day off. Yes.
They probably get paid a salary. So like that. Do you know how that works?
No, not at all.
Okay, so what a salary is that you make a set amount, like each week
Each year?
or every other
Each
week.
year,
Each
Oh,
pay period, you
bi-weekly,
make a set amount. Yeah, whether it's bi-weekly, weekly, or
bi-monthly.
monthly, all that fun stuff.
Mm.
There's a set amount that you get paid, and it doesn't matter.
Okay,
if you
I know
work
what a
overtime or
salary
if you
is.
work
I
less.
know what a salary is now.
Oh,
I was
okay.
just getting confused. I was like, "Oh, gross pay, salary. What?" It's okay. I know. I get it.
He's got it down.
They get breakfast and lunch, they get breakfast and lunch, and then if the kids who need it,
They don't
they
get
can
dinner.
because how it works at the school like regularly is that kids who need extra food get extra food, and they didn't change that at all.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Just now they're delivering.
Don't they have
lunches.
like the bus drivers drive it? So now the bus driver.
I think so.
Yeah, because they're not working either, right? Because they're not picking up
Yeah.
kids. So instead, they're just delivering food. So basically, they're like, it's like saying, "Oh, you were an Uber, and then we want you to be Uber Eats now." Yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
One of my neighbors, they put out a cooler, like the Friday that we had off, Easter Friday, and they put out a cooler because they didn't realize that we didn't have school until late, and somebody stole the cooler.
Did it have all the food in there?
Took it out of their yard.
Wait,
No,
what
there was
was
no
it?
food because there was no school that day. It was just a regular old cooler, and it was just sitting there, and it's not like it had a sign on it.
Why would someone
Said-
steal a cooler?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what use do you have out of stealing? And it's not like a super nice cooler. Like, if it was like a Yeti cooler, that would make sense. But no, it was like a cheap Walmart, and they just snatched it right up. It was kind of people are
Did
weird.
you witness this?
Someone was
How
in
do you know
desperate need
someone
the cooler.
How do you know someone stole it? Did you witness it?
Because it was gone.
But
Might
how do you
even blow
know?
away in the wind?
Yeah, or he just
Because-
brought it back
Down the
inside.
street.
because
it.
they told me. Like, I know the neighbors.
They just told you, "Oh, you steal our cooler," and then
No,
They
not
knock on the
did you,
door
stealer.
frantically. They're like, Sean, our cooler. Call the cops.
Hey, Sean, we've been noticing you've been kind of dropping in temperatures lately. Have you been hanging around some coolers?
Looks like that drink is pretty cold there. You got it in a cooler or something like that?
The ultimate conspiracy. Sean murdered the retarded dog. Put it in the cooler. The stolen cooler.
Floated it down the river.
Yeah.
Something interesting about this whole coronavirus is that where my dad works, he there's factory workers as well, and they are they can't work right now because they would work in close proximity and quarantine thing. Some of them are getting paid more, like not working because they collect unemployment, and the company that runs it, is actually they're super well financially, and so they pay an extra $200 on top of employees that were laid off their unemployment. So some of the employees are making more by being unemployed than they would actually working.
That's super interesting. So, do you think they're gonna go on like a union thing or a strike? They're like, oh, we're not getting paid enough for the time we're working. So when they go back to work, they're gonna start to get paid less, even though when they didn't work, they're getting paid more.
Well, the only reason why they're getting paid for not working is by the company itself, is because they want the company base it's a startup company. It's been around for less than a year, so they want to keep the workers. So it's to show them that
I get it.
They want to keep them. And
I know there's like
the guy that
you go. You can keep going. No, you can keep going.
Okay. The guy that owns the company, his dad, he was at one point the CEO of Whole Foods, or no, not Whole Foods. What's it? Shit, I can't even remember.
CEO of
He was
Whole Foods,
CEO of General Mills. CEO of General Mills.
Really?
And at one point, so yeah, he was. He's super.
Is he like a multi-millionaire?
Super rich, and he was also at one point the CFO Coca-Cola Asia,
Dude.
and
This
so
guy's done it all.
he's super well off, obviously.
And then now
my,
he just like
my dad has told me that when you walk into his office, you see him shaking hands with like every single president from like 80s onward and all that kind of stuff.
dude.
So his son basically started up a company. It's a modular company, you know, builds like hotels and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's, you know, made a startup company because he wanted to build an apartment building himself, but there was no company in the Midwest that did modular on that level
Mhm.
or at that scale. So he just started a less company just because he wanted to. And yeah, they're super fucking rich. It's ridiculous.
Wait, so why are they just going into? Why is he just going to like a business? What does your dad do? Like building, or whatever, construction?
So he's basically a salesman for this company now.
What's the company again? Is like, what does they do?
It's a modular company, so they build commercial buildings. So like apartment buildings and
Oh, so it's a big company. I thought it was like a smaller company.
no, it's pretty big.
Okay.
It's like their office building is based in Minneapolis, and
Oh no. Okay, so he was in the food industry basically, right?
yeah. So
Why did he
the-
jump right into like the construction industry, whatever?
well, no, it's the guys that owns the construction building and the construction company. He that's his son. So
Oh.
the guy that owns the construction building in the company, his dad was the CEO of General Mills and the CFO of Coca-Cola
Oh.
Asia,
So that's just his
or
son.
CFO of Coca-Cola Asia.
But is this the job that your dad's leaving behind in a unnamed town and going to this new town? Or I was about to say where we live, but that's not a good idea.
With my social security number and zip code.
So is this is his new job or is this the old one?
This is his new job.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of obvious that he would rather take, you know, such a very
Yeah.
what's the word?
More prestigious.
Such it's not that it's even more prestigious, it's that it's got a lot of
amenities. Benefits?
prospect. Like it's got a lot of potential.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it does, you know, pay better and it does have better benefits and that kind of
Is he? Is like, can he get promoted easier or more in this company?
he's just he doesn't really be promoted at that point
Oh,
unless
yeah.
he's like promoted to like, you know, like the boss,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
the CEO.
Like but wouldn't it be like supervisor or something, or district manager?
The way I'm honestly not sure how it all works internally, but so what the guy did that owns the company is he found this, like in the modular business, he found the smartest people in different aspects of building modular,
Mm-hmm.
and he basically went around and hired them.
Oh,
So,
so he
it's
just
not-
like
they're not really interchangeable.
he like scouted them out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He looked for, you know, like the best possible
yeah,
people
the
he
best.
could hire. Like he's hired people
Mhm.
from like Texas, and Nebraska, and like all everywhere.
Yeah, because he's rich. He
And-
can do like any of that.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants. Honestly, he doesn't
He
even
can
need
use
to
his
own the
daddy's
company.
money.
It's like
You know what they say, burn the rich. Is that what we're here for?
I don't think anyone
Chicken.
says that.
Tim watched Joker last night. How'd this segue from talking about snacks?
I have no
Talking
clue.
about burning the rich, as they commonly say.
All right. I think it's about time to end this here. I think we had a nice talk with Sean. We forgot to say who Sean was. He's our other best friend, I guess. He's in our friend group of friends.
Mm-hmm.
So
We still deal
A friend
in
of
friend
a
groups.
time. Oh, go ahead, John.
I like. Were you gonna say something?
No, that
Any of
was
you want to
Spit
say
it out,
anything?
Sean.
No, I'm good.
All right.
You got anything to
talked a
plug,
lot.
Sean?
If you guys have anything to say, like a sentence, I'll put it on the permanent record. And then we can bring it back maybe later.
Add me on Snapchat. Oh wait, no, don't do that. That reveals my last name.
Too late, Sean.
No.
You know what? I'll cut it out.
Yeah, you
Add him
cut
on
that out.
Snapchat at the real Donald Trump.
Yo, put your voice over it, Kody, and then
No,
it's
it's gonna
keep
be
everything else in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Put his
yeah, I guess.
address in the description. Podcast. Just to screw with him.
Do you want to say anything to
I got nothing to say. Take us home, Kody.
take you home? That's weird, dude.
Well, not in like a literal sense. I mean, in like a
I'd like
You
to.
should say
You
take
know what?
it
I'd like
home.
to thank Sean for being on our podcast. Would you like to come back?
I would love to come back.
Bye. Bye.
Is that what you normally do?